and welcome to Good Vibrations. It's nice to see you here. I hope you had a great week. Today was a special day for me. Today, I went to my youngest grandson's elementary school graduation, and it was really nice. He was excited. We were sitting up close. He could see us. But I have to tell you, I have four grandchildren, and I've been to each of their graduations, assorted graduations. But this one kind of hit home. All of a sudden, I really felt grief overwhelm me. I missed my husband. My daughter in law lost both her parents, and I was feeling her grief. And I think that grief kind of unites us. I mean, most people who are here for mediums, one of the biggest reasons is they go because they're grieving. And I've learned a lot about grief, after losing my father, my mother, and ultimately my husband. I mean, even the dog, my grandmother. I mean, I've had substantial losses through the years, and each time the grief's been different. But I think there's certain things we have to understand about grief that I learned as I had these losses. There's no timeline for grief. So even though it's been 7 years that my husband's gone, going on 8 years, and for the most part, I don't walk around crying anymore. And, you learn to live with the loss. Today was a hard day for me. And a lot of times people will be unsympathetic and say something like, oh, that was so long ago. You should be over it. So I'd like to know how somebody can decide for you when you should be over it. What I've learned about grief is it's a process and you have to be patient, that you have to go through it. You can't go under it, you can't go around it, you have to go through it. So I want to share some things I've learned about grief before we take a caller. The first thing I learned is don't suppress your feelings. If you feel it, let it be. Don't worry about what other people think. Don't suppress your feelings. Don't isolate yourself. I know sometimes when you've had a loss, you don't feel like being with other people, but you shouldn't be alone. You should make sure that you're seeing people. The first thing I did after my husband died, I'd been taking care of him for a long time, was I went for a colonoscopy, I went to the dentist, went for a hearing test, you name it. Every part of my body I took care of. So don't neglect your health. That happened to a woman in my grief group. She took care of her husband and she neglected her health and ultimately died of, I think it was pancreatic cancer, because she had certain warning signs and she just didn't follow up on them. Don't rush the process. You can't just get over it. Things have changed. I know when I lost my husband, I lost my friend, I lost my social life. Calls stopped coming in. New Year's was different. People I used to be with as a group suddenly weren't there. And, also, this is a tricky one. Don't stop speaking about a loved one, even if you get emotional. First of all, what I've learned from the mediumship side is that they're happy when we talk about them. They want to be talked about. Don't blame yourself. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. We can't do that. Everybody's on a journey, and this is the journey. This was an important one that I learned as a widow. Don't make a major decision in that first year. When you lose someone, don't make a major decision, because you can make an emotional decision and then regret it. I knew a friend who moved within a few months of her husband dying, and then she was unhappy with where she moved. So sometimes you need to kind of find yourself again. This is something I did. I overworked myself. I jumped into all these projects to the point that I ended up having to have a stent. So, well, three stents. But don't overwork yourself. Make sure you're resting. And I learned to close down and go to sleep at night and take care of myself. Don't neglect other relationships. You've if sometimes there are kids, sometimes there are friends, sometimes you've got a partner, so you have to make sure that you don't neglect the other relationships. They could be grieving too and you don't notice it because you're grieving. And lastly, don't compare your grief with someone else's. Don't compare your grief to another person's. Everybody's grief is different, and grief comes in all different shapes and sizes. For instance, people have loss. It could be loss of a job. It could be we grieve over a pet, a beloved pet. We grieve. I had a woman yesterday who was grieving over a wild crow that used to come and visit her, and she was really grieving this crow. You can't diminish someone's grief. You can't say, "Oh, it's just a wild bird. Why should you be grieving?" We grieve all kinds of things. Well, we have Jeanette in Macon, Georgia, so I'm going to take that call now.
Hello.
Hi, Jeanette. How are you? Did you listen to
I'm
what I was
doing
talking
well.
about?
I was. Yes, ma'am.
Are you grieving?
No, I'm not.
Okay, well, that's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Mm. So when I do this, basically I see spirit. If they're behind you, even though I'm not seeing you, I kind of feel it. If they're behind you, they're parents or grandparents. If they're to the side of you, it's a contemporary, like a spouse or a sibling. And if they're in front of you, it's a child, but it doesn't have to be your child. But before I start, I'm coughing now. So I want to ask, did somebody leave from either congestive heart failure or the lungs? Hmm.
Mm,
COPD?
possibly.
Yeah. So I want to go behind
Possibly.
you and I want to ask if you have a grandmother in spirit.
I do. I have a great grandmother, and
Right.
yes, one grandmother.
Okay. And she's showing me teeth. Was there something outstanding about her teeth? Like either she didn't have them or they were only half of them? Why would she show me teeth?
I only met her once, and that was years back. I'm not sure. I don't know her at all.
Okay, is there anyone else that you would relate to with teeth that's passed?
Mm,
Or are you
no,
having
ma'am.
something? No? Okay. So this great grandmother, you only met her once. Your grandmother is in spirit or she's still here?
I'm sorry. My grandmother is the one who I met once.
Okay. I want to go to the other side and I want to ask you if your father is in spirit.
He is. Yes.
Okay, so they're not letting go of the teeth. Is there something about his teeth that stands out?
No, but I do have a root canal I'm going to be getting next or
Okay.
tomorrow.
Alright, okay. So you're going in, oh, I hate root canal, but you're going in for root canal. So I would
Yes.
it would mean that your dad is letting you know that he knows what's going on in your life. Sometimes when they bring up something like that, it's to let you know that they know what's going on in your life. How about the name Jim
Okay.
or James? Is there any living or past Jim or James? John, that
Not that
kind
I
of
know of.
okay. And are you married?
No.
Do you have someone who would be beside you in spirit, like a partner or a spouse?
No, ma'am.
Oh, man. Okay. All right, that's fine. So I'm gonna stay with your father. And, were you close with your dad?
Not at all, no.
Mhm. Was he not present in your life?
Correct.
Was there also, an alcohol problem?
No. He was a goody two-shoe.
The goody two-shoe who had the alcohol and the drug issue?
I would say my aunt.
Is that related to your father?
No. Mom's side.
That's your mom's side, and your mom is alive, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and is there a Mary or a Marietta living or past?
Mm, not that I
Marianne,
know of.
Marietta around your mom's side of the family. Is there a Mary or a Marietta, Marianne, Mary Lou? Like 2 names in one?
No. There was a Doris Ann.
Okay, so it was 2 names in one, Doris Ann. Who was Doris Ann?
Mhm. She was the one with the drug problem.
Okay, alright, so and they're on the other side?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and you said Doris, it's a female, right? Doris, Doris Ann?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. And what was her relationship to you?
My aunt, my mother's sister.
Your mother's sister. So, was your mom close with this sister?
Somewhat, but they had a lot of issues.
Between them, but did your mom try to take care of Doris Ann?
No.
Because Doris Ann has a sense of gratitude towards your mother. So your mother did something that she wants to thank her for. Have you any idea what it would be
Okay.
that what your mom did for Doris Ann?
Mm, I'm not sure. I would have to ask her.
Okay, so you're gonna have to ask your mom. So I have a book, 366 Affirmations and Inspirations to Live By. Can you pick a page number 1 to 366?
301.
301. And let's see if there's a message in 301. Let's see if you have a message from your dad or Doris Ann or your great grandma. Oh, it's your grandmother or your great grandmother? I don't remember.
Grandmother, it'd be dad's mom.
That's dad's mom. Okay. I don't have to explain my feelings to anybody. So it feels like it's your father saying to you that you don't have any obligation to explain how you feel to anybody. Does that resonate with you?
Mm, not specifically. I'm an introvert.
Mhm. Well, if you're an introvert, you don't have to explain it to anybody why you choose to be an introvert. Do you understand? Like
R
if
right.
if you choose to be an introvert and you don't want to share how you feel, it's nobody's business. So your father's pretty much validating that he understands that you keep things to yourself and he's okay with it.
I do, yes.
Did you lose a cat recently
Mm,
or a dog? A small animal.
I lost a dog, a small dog, about a couple years ago.
Okay. And when we say you lost, the dog didn't run away, but the dog passed away, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, and that was your dog you took care of? It? You t
Yes.
I was this a him? This was a he? It was a male dog?
It was a female, but I also, I had a cat that ran away several years ago that was a male.
Okay, because I have a male spirit, and I did say cat in the beginning. So the cat ran
Okay.
away. Yeah. Were you heartbroken when the cat ran away?
Only because he attacked me before he left.
Oh,
That was the
okay.
part that was the sticking part.
Okay. Well, I guess you understand that whatever your time together had come to an end. But I want to talk about the dog that
Right.
passed. Did you take the dog down to be euthanized?
No, ma'am.
The dog died.
She died in my arms.
She died in your arms, but she was ill.
Yes. I guess old age. She was about 17.
Yeah. Did she lose her? We're back at teeth. Did she lose her teeth?
Um, I don't think so. She still had a good amount of teeth left for her age.
Yeah, well, I'm getting that she couldn't chew, that she couldn't eat her food, like she was done. She was having trouble eating.
Mm. No, not her specifically, but I do have a senior dog now who lost his teeth and have has
Okay.
problems eating, and he's still
Okay.
alive.
All right. Well, so my guess is that your dog that you lost is letting you know that she knows what's going on in your house now with your dog that you have now. Um,
Okay.
so that's spirit's way of saying that they never quite leave us. Even with your father that you didn't have a close relationship, he's very much aware of what's going on in your life. And for whatever reason he was the way he was, now he's much closer to you than you could ever realize.
Yes. Yes, ma'am. Certainly.
Okay. Do you have any questions?
Yeah, I wanted to see. I was hoping to get like an insight on finance and then love, just what's
Say,
to come.
you want to know if love is going to come?
Uh huh. Yes, love and then finance.
Okay. Um, I feel like, are you working now?
I am.
Yeah. Is it an unsatisfying job?
Well, I just got my real estate license, and I've just been doing like the research part of it.
Yeah, but your job before, was it an unsatisfying job?
Mm. I haven't been employed in about 7 years. I'm a military veteran, so this is my first time going back into the workplace. I did really love the military.
Right, I understand. So I think that what they were saying is that you need change and you've already affected the change. So,
Right.
are you specializing in houses or rentals?
I think I'm gonna go houses,
Okay.
selling
You
homes, and
I feel that it's gonna be a slow start, but the more you do it, and
mhm.
there may be some fits and starts, like you may not be doing great, and then all of a sudden you're gonna have a breakthrough, and one person is gonna bring you multiple people. And I do see, to be honest, I do see the rental market working out for you.
Oh, okay, that's great because I wanted to do that, but my brokerage doesn't do rental properties. They only do purchase and sale.
Well, you know what? So maybe you're gonna stay here, learn the craft, and then move on to another one, but I do see rentals really working out for you. As far as, a romance is concerned, are you on the internet looking for love?
No, I told myself I wouldn't go that route anymore.
That's what I was gonna tell you, that it's not gonna work out for you. You have to get out there. You have to go to church, you have to go to the bowling alley, you have to go to mixers. You're gonna have to, even though you're an introvert, you're gonna have to, like, put on your extrovert clothing and get out there and meet somebody. But there is someone in the military who's
Okay.
lonely and looking for friendship and romance. So maybe looking in, like, with an ex, military person. Alright?
Okay.
All right. I have to take the next call. Good luck to you. And we're going to go to Tammy in Cape Girardeau in Missouri.
Gerardo.
Gerardo, how are you? I never heard.
I'm
Um,
doing well, thank you.
that's good. I want to jump right in and I want to ask you if your mom is in spirit.
Yes, she is.
Mhm, because she was here. And, was she an exceptional baker, or did she like a bake or are you involved in a bake sale? I don't know why they were showing me cake right away, but I see a bake, but more than cake, like a bake sale, like a church or school bake sale. Why would they show me that?
Um, I used to like to bake. Maybe it's for me.
Oh, it could be. Well, it's a way for her to validate that
Mhm.
it's your mother. She knows.
Yes.
Believe me, she knows. And do you have, her bobby pins? Like, do you have, like, a little tray in your bedroom or with, like, her, like, bits and pieces in it? Like a little box with her bits and pieces in it? Like,
No.
hair clips. She's talking about her personal items. Do you have anything like a jewelry box? Or a small box?
No, but I have all of her milk glass.
Okay, alright, that's fine. Milk glass can come small, like the blue milk glass, it's like that kind
Yes.
of opaque glass. Well, that would work. Yeah, she showed me a small box you'd find on, like, a dresser, right? So you have her
Mm,
milk glass. Um,
yes.
when she was sick, she passed from illness, correct?
Right.
Did you not make it there for her last or were you there and you left and she passed?
No, I was on my way. I was on a plane.
You are on your way, but you didn't make it there. And are you beating
No.
yourself up about that?
Um, I, I at the beginning I was.
Yeah, yeah. But she says, "Don't, isolate my life down to the last 5 minutes." Do you understand? She says, "If you
Yes.
are feeling bad about it, she doesn't want you to, or if you're carrying that around, like the regret that you weren't there." Um, she said, "You were there for the important stuff." You had a good relationship with your mom?
Uh, for the most part, yes.
Yeah, okay. She could be ornery, I guess. But she wants, and where's the L name around your mom? Like Lila, Lorraine, Loretta, and it could be EL.
Um, my my grandmother was Lorraine, and then we have a lot of family members that have the middle name Louise.
Louise, okay. And, do you have children?
Um, I do.
Are they all with you, or is one child on the other side?
I have a daughter on the other side.
Okay, and is there an S name with her, like Susan, Sarah, Sheila? Like, is there an S
Uh,
in her hard
Steve,
S sound?
there's a Steve, and that would be my husband.
Okay, so Steve would be her father, correct?
Yes,
Okay, and did your daughter pass as an adult or a teen?
yes. No, she
Uh,
passed as an adult.
an adult, and was it a sudden passing?
Yes.
Um, was she responsible for her own passing?
No.
So, was it a matter of her being in the wrong place at the wrong time?
Being with the wrong person.
The wrong person. Because I kind of feel that she takes responsibility for her passing. The reason I ask that is because she was with someone that maybe you were not happy with.
Exactly.
Um, was her neck involved in her passing?
We are not sure, but I believe so.
Because I'm feeling like hands on my neck. So even if that
Yes.
wasn't the cause of her, I feel like I'm
Yes.
being
No, that's what we said.
yeah, I feel like my body's being thrown and I'm being choked. And you didn't like this person, correct? You had asked her not to be with
No.
them. No,
Yes,
you didn't
several
like it.
times.
Right, right. And she didn't listen because she liked a project. Your daughter liked a project?
I guess so.
Yeah, I mean, she kind of indicates that she thought she could fix it. Do you understand?
Yes.
You know, she's sorry that she didn't listen to you. Were there children here?
She had 2 children.
Right. And do you have the children?
I do.
Yeah. That it was interesting because your grandmother directed me to the grandchildren. But as soon as I went to the grandchildren, your daughter stepped in and let me know that she was here.
Yeah.
She's
Yes.
around. You know she's around. You're seeing the signs. You are seeing the signs. This is a boy and a girl, her 2 children?
Yes.
Yeah. Is the boy having a little bit more trouble than the daughter? I don't know how old they are, but they feel to me like they're, like, below teens or just about teens.
Yes. Yes. Yes, and he has. Yes, he has. He's had a lot more trouble.
Yeah. She's around the kids, and, do you have her urn?
Yes, we do.
Yeah. Um, are you holding on to it because you don't know what to do with it?
Um, no, it's just she was missing for a while, and when I finally got her home, it's hard to let go.
I understand. She would like something formal. Do you understand? A letting go.
Yeah.
She
Yes.
asks you she asks you to be brave and and, um,
Yes.
and it's more for her son than you understand what I'm saying? Like, she thinks that he
Yes.
needs closure.
Yes.
Where's Christopher? Is there a Chris or Christopher or Kristen? Christine, Catherine, a K or a C name?
Uh, no, not that I can think of.
Um, Tammy, she wants you to understand there's nothing that you could have done to prevent this. Do you understand that?
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm really sorry for your loss. And I don't know if you're listening to the
Uh,
show in the beginning. Grief is a process and you learn to live with it. There's no other way.
yes. Yes. And we
Uh,
have. We're trying very hard to move forward.
I understand. Well, she's a beautiful soul and
Yes, she was. She is.
she still is. She still is. Christmas that you celebrated Christmas this year?
Yes. Yes.
Did something happen? Did you make like a big bird, like a turkey or a goose or like a ham or something? Like, did you make a big thing of meat, like a roast? I don't know what, but was there a big piece of meat that was cooked?
Um, we actually went away for Christmas this year. with the kids um, to move forward a little bit. And
Right. The reason I'm asking is because what she showed me was a piece of meat that got burnt. Like there's a story about a piece of meat. So it doesn't have to be this Christmas, but there's a story about a piece of meat that gets ruined. So I want you to
yeah,
think about it. Um,
I
pick
sure
a
will.
yeah, pick a page 1 to 366 real quick so we could see if there's a message.
Um, I'm sorry, excuse me. Say that again.
Pick a page number 1 to 366. Let's see if we can get a page number and see if there's a message.
243.
243. Let's see if there's a message. Okay, this is a message from your daughter, and she says, "I belong where I am." You understand?
Yes,
And what she's
that
saying
makes.
to you is she couldn't have left her children in better hands.
We are trying so hard for them.
Well, you're succeeding, and you are what I call a gold star parent. You are a parent that that's love is, you can't measure this love.
We
Um,
love her very much.
yeah, and she knows it. But she says, "Look for the signs." But think about that piece of meat, and I think that she truly, was happy that you went away and tried to mix things up. I'm very sorry for your loss, and,
Thank you so much.
you're welcome. I hope this brought you a little bit of comfort.
Yes, it did. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate it. Just knowing that they're all together.
They are. They're with you. They're with you. Um, just a reminder, if anybody would like a longer private reading, reach out to me, www.ladyphyllis.com. You can book a private, and we'll have all the time in the world to talk and reconnect with your loved ones on the other side. I am teaching a course which does help with the grief. It's a course on mediumship. I'm only doing this 3 years, and I learned how to do this after I lost my husband. So think about it, and have a good week, everybody. I hope you have a week that's filled with good vibrations. And Tammy, know that she's around you all the time, watching those children, sending good vibrations to you.